Hey, yo, welcome to the Godcast.
I hope y'all are buckled up because things are about to get weird.
I don't understand why you chose me.
You want to change the world, son. So do I.
Where are we at in terms of history on the timeline? Where are we exactly? I'm just trying to uncover the truth and bring forth what I can see as the truth. The Bible seemed to be predicting more things than any other conspiracy theory type information, Look, one thing's for certain, that there is so much power in the name of Jesus Christ. That I know for sure.
Welcome to Godcast.
Welcome to Godcast.
The Goodness Over Darkness.
The Goodness Over Darkness podcast.
Here is your host.
Here's your host, Emmanuel Kingman.
Emmanuel Kingman.
Welcome to the light.
Welcome to the light.
Welcome to the light.
It's showtime. What's up, everybody? This is Emmanuel Kingman, your host, and with me for this bonus episode, I don't know what number this is, maybe number 8, I think, Mimi.
Hello. I tripped you up a little wanting to do one. Just
yeah,
saying,
Mimi
let's do it.
came in
Let's do
on
it. You don't have time to remember what number we're on.
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. We were just doing some yard work. I got home a little early from work today, and we're doing yard work, getting ready for the oyster roast, the annual oyster roast, 12th annual this year.
Yes.
Oyster roast for your birthday.
I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited as well. It snuck up on us a little bit. October was very busy for both of us.
I know. I still need to find the oysters and
Yeah.
all the seafood. But
Hey,
we'll
it'll
get
all
it.
come together. It's all in God's plan. But yeah, so I'm in my work clothes still because we were still outside burning a bunch of tree nuts that are trying to eat up our yard, planting some grass seed, getting rid of some clogged drains out front. Not drain, but the runoff.
Yeah.
It had some rocks in it.
Ditch. Yeah.
Yeah, so, just doing my part to help out our portion of Mother Earth.
I
Yeah.
smell like the fire pit. I can smell my clothes now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm down for that right now. I want to get changed.
Yeah, I don't ever mind the smell of a fire, but
Sometimes I don't, but
yeah. So anyway, we have had some interesting stuff happen since the last time we talked. What?
why is that music still playing? I'm just wondering why it's so long.
Because it just comes that way.
Oh, okay.
It'll be off when it's off. But so we have had a lot going on lately. What did you want to get into since you wanted to hop on?
Well, we
so
can
bad?
talk about the zeolite,
Okay,
which
I
I
want to talk
think
about
will
that.
lead into other things.
And I want to talk about, we never got a chance to talk about it with Andy and Worship in the Storm #1, but how when we were talking about the cat being me sometimes she's you, the ever-changing scale about maybe when she ran away. And
Oh yeah, you want to get into that?
Yeah,
I'm
let's
pretty
get into
sure
that.
that was me. I
yeah,
was ready to go.
yeah, let's get into that
I was
first.
ready to go. I don't think we should get into that.
I think we should.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because it's a perfect
Okay.
it's a perfect example because I always
Ugh.
talk about it. That we
Oh, now the music decides to quit, so you can hear it loud and clear.
yeah
What we're about to get into.
yeah hey.
Uh-oh, I need it. Okay.
All right, so anyway, I always tell everybody what happens in their regular life, their life is happening also with their pet in some way, some capacity. Our pets are reflections of us, so essentially we would be someone else's pet, in one sense. So let's talk about what happened. So Charlotte
go
ran
ahead.
away. So Charlotte, my favorite pet ever, my cat.
The queen cat.
Yes, she has been going out lately.
Yeah, she's no nonsense.
Yeah, she's the
you
best.
know.
Yeah, when I speak to her, she listens to me. She's fully listens to my commands. She
Until
does.
she ran away.
Until she ran away, yeah. But I think she might have got lost. I think she went too far and might have got lost. But she's a
Not true,
warrior. She's
because
the
she
one
found her way home.
that has the I have the picture on my website, the samurai spirit inside of her. So that's her. and she has run off on 2 different occasions now for what, like 7 days, 8 days that time, maybe like
Yeah,
10
the first
maybe.
time I was nowhere around.
Yeah,
That
the
was
first time
before
was
me.
10, right? Right, and she helped me get to this point, and then she transferred and like kind of merged with Mimi, like a How to Train Your Dragon type of thing. She went from me to Mimi, and then I took in the new cat, Thomas,
So why do you think she ran away, Todd?
because Thomas was annoying her,
Well,
which translates to
yeah,
me
okay.
annoying you,
Okay.
and so Charlotte ran away.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it was happening on a scale
I
above
was
us as
pretty
well.
surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised that she stayed gone as long as she did, but I thought you would worry more later. Like you worried sooner. You know, she'd been gone for what, 10 days the first time she went away. And I think you guys were starting to worry around 4 days. And I kept saying, listen, she's been gone for 10 days. Like, let's not worry yet.
It was a bit different though.
It was.
Get a little bit closer to the mic.
What, you want me to stick it in?
Okay. So yeah, so she ran away. I was concerned at first because I'm like, something happened. Like she knows to come home every night. She goes out every night, but she doesn't come home every night, but she'll come home the next day. You know, she's never out that long. And I kept calling her, and she wasn't coming home, which is like I can tug on her with my psychic ability. So everybody has pets. It's a scientific study where pets, they know when their humans are coming home. Well, because I feel it. It's a thing that it's your pineal gland. It's an auric field, and once you enter it, like you can feel it, and you're like, oh, okay. So when I tap into her, I just kind of tug on it inside of my head, and she knows, and I could tell she was around, but she wasn't coming back. And then at one point, Mimi said something to the effect that I wish I wasn't here, or something to that effect. And I was like, yep, that's exactly, because
Yeah, I
Charlotte's
was
not here.
wanting to get away for sure.
Yeah. Well, this was before
I
you took the
couldn't-
parasol. This was a fight over the parasol. I wanted you to
Was it?
take
I
the
was gonna say,
parasol,
I
and you
couldn't remember
wouldn't
what it was
do it.
about.
And then you took it, and then I cut the head off of you cut the head off the dragon. Yeah, that was all related. And what was fighting me wasn't you, it was the energy that I was about to kill that was inside of you. And the parasol was going to do it. And as soon as you started on the parasol, boom, Charlotte comes back the next day. The night after, you cut the head off of your snake after I removed the mirror. So your kundalini and your structure all became one. Your snake and your structure all became one. Then you pulled the snake up through, cut the head off it. I watched this all happen.
Mirror thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Then you
okay.
plugged it into your mouth of God chakra, and then I pulled the tail and pulled it out of you. This all happened in a meditation. We both experienced it at the same time. So, you know, this is what happens in our life.
Yeah, it was a whoa type of thing. It was like, wait a minute, I was about to tell you all of that, and you told me it.
It still freaks me out, no matter how
this
many
one freaks
times it
me out
happens.
because it's like the first time maybe not the first time, but it was I saw what I saw and I did what I did, and you told me when I was about to tell you.
Right.
So I was like, oh man.
And then the Serena stuff, we can get into that too.
I would like to do that with Serena.
Well, I would too, but you know, we'll get there. I would like to talk about my end, because when I have Serena on, I want to talk about with her. I want to talk about what happened with me. You know, just
Okay,
a
we can
little
talk
bit.
about this a little. I have some things to say.
Yeah, I'm not going to get too personal. Of course not. You know, that was meaningful to me what occurred. But anyway, yeah. So this is just another way of it's as above, so below, on so many different
I also
scales.
want to talk about Let's Go Brandon in this section. Once we get through each little topic, this is what I want to talk about too.
All right. So yeah, we'll definitely get into all of that. But yeah, it's just when I just want to finish with the cats real quick and the animals. Like, this is a real thing that you guys can see how you're living your life based on you are God in the equation, and your pets are you. or maybe they're your children.
Yeah, they
sometimes.
always say like your owner looks like the pet, or the pet looks like the owner.
Right.
Eventually.
It's the spirit. It's you guys are all the same spirit from something larger than yourselves, and it moves about. It's the spirit of the home moves about through all of you, and sometimes multiple participants in the household feel the same way, and something like this.
Me and Charlotte were feeling the same way.
Right. And I'm sure to some
Thomas was
degree,
annoying.
yeah, and I'm sure to some degree, Kaylee and Maya were both feeling this way towards something in their life, but something different, but it's all, the same thing occurring. So that's how we move about life. That's how we see what's going on in our life, how we can correct something. This maybe not with a correction
I
there,
was
but
rooting for Charlotte because I was like, well, if I can't go anywhere, you can go somewhere.
well, say that maybe that was part of it. Maybe you were wishing
At
her
that
away.
time, I was like, have fun. See you when I see you. I knew she would be back, but I
Well,
was just like,
Right. Yeah. Have some
man,
fun.
yeah. I wish I could go out.
And I
Get
do
out
want
of
to let the audience in on, so your two dogs that you had here before I moved the cats in,
Mm-hmm.
and I told you how one of the dogs represents one part of you and the other dog represents the other part of you, and now it's kind of like the cat has come in and like took over a bit, and the dogs, you have your one is your ego.
Yeah, we have a bossy dog and a bossy cat, and then like a chill dog and a crazy cat.
Hyper cat.
Man, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just funny how we can see in the pets the different versions of us, and their interactions we can recognize as ourselves interacting in life when you see it that way. And well, we had to get the
I think
parasite
Molly's
out.
like the kid version of me, and Thomas is like the kid version of you, and then Annie
Yeah.
and
Charlotte's
are
like
the adults
my
because we're
grown-up
both
version.
like stoic and
Right.
serious at times and bossy at times and just no nonsense.
Yeah, Charlotte.
So
She whoops Thomas's ass all the time. Thomas messes
thankfully.
with her all the time, and so yesterday she just walked up. She's like, "Whack, whack, whack, whack." Just no claws. She'll box his head
And
off.
I cheer her on most times because Thomas gets a little crazy.
When I say she's a samurai, she climbs the fence without her claws. She climbs up chain link fences. And she scales buildings,
Trees
but she
and,
doesn't even like use her claws. Like for real, she will use them. And she used to hit the screen doors like Spider-Man, like and she used to do the screen window here. But then we got the new one. She hasn't done it since, so that's good.
Very good.
But she's like a little samurai. It's so funny. So yeah, so let's go into Serena real quick. So what happened with her was
You
amazing.
might have to tell people who she is first.
Well, yeah, let's do that. So Serena Faith Masterson, she has episodes on multiple different podcasts. I've heard several.
I saw her on Expanding Reality, Brandon Thomas.
Right, and I saw her on.
And I mentioned the episode to you.
I don't know what Karen Swain. I don't know the name of her podcast.
Oh, I don't know.
But I listened to Serena on there,
I
and
didn't.
and she's on another one. I think it's like thrive.com. I forget exactly, but I got to sign up for
But the
that one.
introduction was
So
that episode from Expanding Reality.
yeah, so you told me, I heard you listen to it once, but like off in the distance, like I heard maybe a minute of it in the kitchen while I was in the back room, and I listened to it a few weeks after it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and man, I got to tell you, it was what I
you
felt
only
was
got
crazy.
19 minutes in.
So not even. So I did at one point, but so what happened? Firstly, I'm working long hours at this point, so I'm very tired when I'm listening to this. I've been driving for a long time. I drank an extra cup of coffee because I was driving, and I had been exhausted working 6-day weeks with like 10, 12, 14-hour days every day. Just crazy amounts of work. So I was already at a point of like getting into the meditative type of state. So I just take on my surroundings, whatever I am listening to or wherever I am. I just take on the energy. I'm very sensitive. So I turn on that podcast and with on expanding reality, titled MK Ultra, I think, and it just when she was speaking. So I got 17 minutes in, and she was speaking. I could just feel everything. I had to stop the podcast because my spirit would start speaking to me. About 5 minutes in, my spirit was speaking to me, tell me, you need to work with her. You need to work with her. Over and over, I just felt this urge that I had to work with her. So I get to 17 minutes in, and that's when I got back to the warehouse. So I turned it off while I was switching out vehicles. And then I get back into, when I got into my car, I listened to 2 more minutes. Okay, after I switch out vehicles and all, I listened to 2 more minutes, and I couldn't bear listen to it anymore, because what happened was she was telling a part of her story, and I felt it completely. And I felt, so the way that I'll describe this is that I've come to learn that we have our soul, maybe one would call it, maybe someone calls it their astral body. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's underlays our physical body, but it is our form exactly. So what I felt was all of that started being cut into, or not even cut, it was just pulled apart. It was just
Section
in pieces.
Yeah.
It was so many pieces. It was as if you were to draw a stick, or
Like
not stick figure.
shattering.
If you were to draw a human on a drawing, just a little, stupid one, and you were to do lines, as many lines as you could up and down, and then vertical as well, vertical and horizontal, like lines going straight across each way. You couldn't have drawn enough lines in how many pieces that I felt I was in when I was listening to that. I was in so many pieces, and there were different shards, and some were larger than other. Like some was like one that was real strong. It was like the whole hand and wrist, and it was just like cut off. But there was still like each little cell was its own thing within inside the hand and the wrist. Like there were larger parts, but they were all tiny parts. They were all their own, and it was so intense. So what just happened to me was mirrors just started being pulled out of my body. I just started calling in Jesus Christ, and these mirrors just were shed out of my body, just being pulled out, thousands upon thousands, just being pulled out of me all over the place, as the consciousness just started to reintegrate with itself. It just started to go back in with itself. And this is happening while I'm driving home. So the entire time I'm driving home, I'm experiencing all of this. So this is the type of thing that I deal with on a regular basis, and I'm not even done yet. Okay, so I'm just feeling this as I'm driving. I can be in two places, two mindsets at once. It's just how my brain has, when I opened up, when we become the observer, when we become more than just a physical being, this is the type of thing that happens, and you can work in a layered manner. So this is why reading is so difficult for me, reading and writing, because I have to focus all of me into doing that one thing. So it's not as easy. So anyway, what happens after that is I see this big, blacker than black. I mean, the blackest black you could see, Leviathan, serpent, just come up. It's weaving all throughout her chakra system. And then it's out of her, and it's huge. It's like hundreds of feet tall, just like hooked, hanging over, just like the most evil thing ever. So I end up going to battle with it, and I have a flaming sword, and I cut it in half, and then like I open up this rip in the fabric of reality, but someone would describe it as a lake of fire. It was just like I opened up this rip, the tear in the fabric of reality, and I cut him in half. I threw the head in, and then I cut off the bottom half from her, and I threw the bottom half in.
The way you worded that and the way you just moved your arms, it just reminded me of the parting of the Red Sea. Like, was the Red Sea actually water or was it fire?
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a thought I just had.
Well, that's very interesting. I like that thought, actually.
Thanks.
Yeah, so we'll talk on that more in a moment. But yeah, so when that happened, then I weaved the rest of the blackness out of her. And this, I don't really know much to her story at all when I'm feeling all this as well. And I'm telling you
Yeah,
about
you
it
know,
because
17 to 19 minutes of it.
yeah, exactly. So what then happens is I get home, okay, and I'm in my car and I start feeling violently ill. I am feeling like I just do not feel well at all. And I go inside to eat dinner, but I couldn't eat dinner, so you guys were all waiting for me. I got home real late from work that day. So you guys ate dinner, but I just sat there, and then I felt sick during it. So then Brandon contacted me back because I said, "Hey, I need to work with her. Can you put us in touch?" And he did. So I talked to her the next day. We meditated, and I told her what had occurred, and she like verified like a lot of it, that what I was saying, and we meditated together, and she just had the most beautiful uh review that she said to me, just a little note the next day, like, yeah, I didn't do it out of anything other than really wanting to help her because I was called to do it. And I could feel her happiness in the email she sent me, and I didn't do it for that. And I'm not telling this story for that, but it was the most incredible thing that you could ever experience. I mean, no one wants to experience that. But the what was to what then became just incredible. And I want to listen to her new, she just was interviewed on someone else's podcast. I think it was thrive.com, as I was saying, maybe .org, something to that effect, that just came out this past weekend. I want to listen to that because that is now after her and I
Yeah, I
worked
wonder if
together.
she says anything. I do want to urge people to read that book. I believe it's
Yeah, she was so sweet.
iamserena.net,
She sent us the
and the
book.
book is called I
Yeah.
Am Serena, and it is wow.
Yeah, I have to
It's
read
a
it. I
lot,
have
and
to
I think
prepare
everybody
myself.
should read it. I just think that there's a lot of healing processes in there, processes that people could definitely use. I think all people have a level of trauma and a level of bad experiences. Now hers are, way beyond most people's, and the things that she had to go through to heal.
Right.
Uh,
And you can
incredible in themselves.
you can relate yourself to her story even in a minute sense.
Yes, and I think everybody can.
You can see how you have different personalities, but the difference is hers were named. Hers were purposely put there. I don't even want to get into her story, but
Yeah.
we all have these different personality traits. We all of our
Right. When you think a
personalities,
thought and like all these different voices start answering you
yeah,
in your head,
each personality has, excuse me, each different emotion you have has its own personality.
Yeah.
It is a
Like that
completely
movie.
separate piece of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just attached to the one. And for most people, we have this one flowing body, but for others, they are cut up into pieces. For others, they have growths that may become cancerous or tumors, or even being overweight or having lustful desires, or being full of anger. These growths that happen on us, and it's very gross looking, what I've been seeing lately, because what's been happening to me lately is that mirror thing. I've been perfecting that. I've been doing that for a couple weeks now, where I'm just removing mirrors from people. But with her, it was just so much that it was just like,
So many.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
shards, just thousands and thousands.
So I was looking up the movie name. It's Inside Out, the Disney movie Inside Out. If you've seen that, where the emotions are
Their
the
own
main
personalities.
characters. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to watch that again because I referenced stuff that's in that movie, but I don't really remember. Like the little red guy that shoots the
Yeah.
steam out of the top of his head. That's how
fire,
I
mhm.
meditate. That's how
Mhm.
I recommend, because that's how you blow it out. All right, yeah. So I really suggest you guys go uh, check her stuff out because it's an incredible story. She is hugely, and this is before I knew this, but she is hugely important to all of humanity.
I'm telling you.
It is,
Yeah.
it is not any kind of put on that I was getting that intense that she was some kind of doorway. I don't even want to tell the
You
rest of
will
this.
come away from reading her book with so much knowledge,
Well,
so much more knowledge.
so there is okay. So there is one more part of the story that I want to tell. That there were what had happened after I got the blackness out was
Mhm.
there was this door in her lower
Oh,
back,
the trap door.
trap door in her lower back, and I opened it, and out fell hundreds and hundreds of souls, and they. Like I said, we all have a formed body. They were formless. They were like rocks with faces.
And I remember you saying they were tired.
Yeah, they were so exhausted. They were drained of everything. They were just blobs, and I had to send them to heaven. So as I do with everything, I call in the name of Jesus Christ. I tell them just accept Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior with as much belief as you can, and you will go to heaven. And this is what I do with many energies all the time, and this is how I've become so connected and so knowing that this is the truth is because all these souls always get saved by just saying and having the actual belief that Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. So what ends up happening is there's this one uh, woman, and she's like, she says it, and I'm just like, oh, that's not going to be strong enough, like, because I've done this with many different times, and the way that they respond, I can usually tell, like, okay, like that'll be quick, but that was like must have been as much as she could muster up. Because then she just started floating up to heaven, and then the others saw that, and then it was like 6 men all at once like said it, and then they floated up, and then it was like once they were floating up, it was like they were going into form. It was like being pulled from the inside out, like your form was being pulled as you were going up, and they were all doing it, and it was just like became this chorus and this beautiful opening of heaven, and it was all spun around, and there was harps and music, and it was everything was pure white and beauty, and it was just the most amazing thing ever. And for all these hundreds of souls that just ascended all at once, that they were being stored inside of her, and
And I believe she said
they
something
were
about feeling lighter or
more
the
connected.
next day. Yeah, the
More
next day when
connected,
she
yeah.
emailed you.
Yeah, because they were all still inside of her, and there were eggs. There were tons and tons of eggs that weren't hatched. That I forget. Maybe I cut them in half. I forget exactly what happened with the eggs, but there were so many of them. But I got them out of her as well. They were like things were trying to be born. New things were trying to be born, and it's so much. But I didn't even know her story, so if you guys should check out her story because
Absolutely.
I mean it was just so many different things that occurred.
I mean, I read the book in a day and a half. I wanted to get through it. It was
yeah,
you
this
know,
stuff is real. Angels
if I
and
had
demons
less
are
time to read it
real.
in, I would have read it in less time. But
Jesus
that's as
Christ
quick
is
as I could read
God.
it.
The Bible is legit. This is the most real thing that there is. The closer I get to Jesus Christ, the more I do things like this and help people uh, as best I can, because that's what I'm here for. I'm designed to push people to Jesus Christ. It's like I'm the devil, or I was the devil essentially at some point, and or a fallen angel. But I think probably the devil. I think I was like the one that led the rebellion. Maybe not. Maybe that's dreaming a little too big, but I really feel that when I say that, those different things. I really feel that inside of me that I have a specific responsibility to bring people to Jesus Christ because I brought them away from Jesus Christ, and now I've learned the truth because I've gone through the horrible experiences of doing, leading to one's own desires and free will the way that I had done and I had encouraged people to do when I was doing it as the whoever I was before. I don't know how it all works, but I know that like Jesus is like one of my brothers and I'm pushing people to Jesus. It's like he's at one end of the tunnel, I'm at the other, and I'm pushing people through it to get them to the other side. And it works out every single time. Undefeated. For real. So anyway, we have something else you wanted to get to, right? You wanted to
Well, you wanted to talk about zeolite.
Well,
we can
so
talk
hold
about
on.
that first.
Let's jump into
First.
no. Let's jump into Brandon Thomas
can't.
since
Oh.
it goes from one to the next.
Okay, but right, exactly, which is why I
From
want to
the
go to
MK
zeolite
Ultra
first.
episode. Well, we're getting there. We're winding our way down.
Okay, tell me about Brandon. What about it?
Your sign.
Yeah, it goes with the zeolite first.
Okay, go ahead with the zeolite.
Because the zeolite is I think what is clearing me out.
Yeah, but
I've only been taking it for 2 days now, but it's because I give you a hard time about trying everything that you try to make.
I know,
me
and it turns out
try.
it works like magic every time. You
I
wanted to run
know.
away when I offered parasite medicine. You know, that should
I wanted to run away so much that the cat ran away.
yeah, that says something though, like because it's obviously the parasite that doesn't want to leave.
Okay, I didn't
and
really feel any difference with the parasite stuff, but you said you
I
saw a
yeah.
difference, which is fine. The zeolite,
And-
I feel a difference.
and
In less than a day, I feel a difference.
okay, well that's good, but you reacted to things in a whole new perspective ever since you started taking the parasol.
In a nicer way.
You've
Is that what
been
you're saying?
way more pleasant. Not only
Oh,
that, but
thank
in
you.
bad situations, you've been pleasant. Not like that you've been literally pleasant in bad situations. You know how difficult something like that is, and
Instead
it's
of
like
being
you're like steady.
not so pleasant.
You're like steady as a doorknob or whatever.
I don't think that's a real thing.
Steady as she comes. Okay, whatever.
I don't think that's a real thing.
It's not that's a song.
Steady
I think.
she goes.
Whatever. All right,
Anyway,
you got me.
so the zeolite. All right. I'm gonna give you points for that one. I think it's doing something. I think it's clearing me out. I feel energy, but not in the sense of like caffeine energy. It's more like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I got so much done before 12 o'clock today.
You're just not being hit
But I
with a
didn't
bunch of negative
feel,
shit.
But I didn't feel like tired. I didn't feel like I was rushing through stuff. I just did a lot.
Well, say you took the parasol and you steadied yourself, and now you're taking the zeolite and you're getting
Clearing out
all the
some
metal.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
My head feels a lot clearer today.
Yeah, good. That's
yeah.
excellent.
So clear that I had a "Let's Go Brandon" thought.
Okay, well let's
All right.
But
Nobody's gonna like this. Just so you
hold
know.
on. All right, but I was talking about you sent
Yeah, I'm regretting that at this moment. Okay, so Brandon, you're probably checking your mailbox today. It's Monday, and you're probably going to see the gift I sent, which was a "Let's Go Brandon" Christmas ornament. And I am deeply regretting sending this because I feel like we've been fooled.
We've been fooled.
Yes. So remember when we talk about arenas and the booing versus the cheering?
Okay.
And so you're giving your energy, giving your energy to either side is pointless,
Right.
but I feel like we've been duped. I feel
We've
like
been duped.
Biden needed some energy, and the way to get that would be to get the Biden haters to unknowingly cheer
The loosh.
for Biden or Brandon. Now, see, we know that when we say "Let's Go Brandon," our intent, we know, is going to Biden. I feel like I've been duped, and I want my
Loosh
ornament back,
harvesting.
Brandon. And I don't suggest you hang it up and I'm sorry. I'll replace it with something else.
Hang it up in the house.
No, because the intent behind it is giving energy to the wrong. It's giving energy to the darker energy, and we don't want to do that.
Yeah, but it's his name also.
I know, but it's got a big,
Yeah.
maybe I'm sure he'll show it. Maybe at one point. I regret sending it.
Oh,
And it was a thought I just had. Matter of fact, I had texted Malcolm about it. I was like, oh, I just had this
yeah, the loose
thought,
harvest thing.
and I feel like a fool.
Yeah, well, it happens. Don't be too upset.
I don't think I would have seen that if I wasn't so cleared out, though.
Yeah.
I would have went along for the ride, and rode the wave, and let's go, Brandon. I don't even want to sell any more of those ornaments.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
mad about it now.
the song is funny that the song was number
Songs
one.
are funny, and remember I said I
Pretty
was
good,
feeling
too.
bad about like putting the middle finger on one and the hashtag
Yeah,
FJB. I just would rather send like an American flag that said "Let's go, Brandon." Now I don't want to send any of those. I don't want to make any of them. I don't want to ride that money train because that money is now dirty money. I don't want it.
Oh, see, that is a moral woman. That is the type of woman that you want, someone with morals. It's not about the money; it's about the dignity.
But I didn't see that at first, and now I see it. And
well, how about that?
Forgive them for they know not what they do.
Yeah.
And then they do know, and they hopefully do better. So I want to do better.
Well, there you go. See, that's Jesus Christ eating at you, the guilt for you to get it out of you and to make better next time. So that's repenting. That is exactly what that is.
And then it brings me to this new video where Trump is in the arena.
Yeah.
At the Braves game, I think
Braves
it
of the
was.
World
And people
Series,
were
yeah.
chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." And he's kind of smiling and clapping. And I'm like, did he start this? Is this like a whole joke? Like, watch, I can make them cheer for Biden. Watch what I can do. And now I'm mad at him. Like, I'm mad at everybody.
It started at the NASCAR race.
Oh,
Because the lady said it.
yeah, but she's a newscaster. So do you think she was scripted to say it, or do you think that's really what she heard? Because we all know what we heard.
We know she didn't hear that.
We all know what.
She was trying to cover it up. I think that maybe someone was in her ear and said
I don't
it.
know. What is real TV anymore? Like,
'Cause,
there's
I mean,
no real TV,
It's
but
kind of, sounds like Joe and Go, Biden, Brandon, it's.
Yeah, but it wasn't "Let's go." It was "FU."
That's what I'm saying. But
yeah,
but no, it said
it was FJB. That's
yeah,
what it was.
but Go and Joe rhyme is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
it's kind of it's
I don't know. Who knows?
it's clever on the spot if you're trying to cover it up. Right.
Duped.
Yeah.
I was definitely duped by this energy here.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it.
So mad about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the
So
Facebook
mad
people
that I
were
was
like,
like,
that was their thing. That's probably still is.
Stop what you're doing. We're doing an episode right now.
Oh, and how about Facebook change to metaverse?
How about his face on that thing? Like, oh,
Oh, that wasn't real.
that weird
stretched
face.
one. Yeah, it was.
I'm not a fan of the infinity symbol either.
Yeah,
And
they're trying to
I-
lock you in there for infinity.
Well, I had some thoughts about it the other day, and I can't remember what they were, but I remember I am not a fan of the infinity symbol.
Yeah, it's. Well, they probably lock you in forever. I'd say that's something to it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it that makes me not a fan now.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's strange. It's strange for sure. So what else? So Worship in the Storm has been going really good.
yeah, we had a really good episode, huh?
Yeah, that was really fun. You participated a lot in that episode. I like that.
I'll be participating more.
I liked that you both, I was bringing the news thing and you guys were commenting on it. That was that's a nice little segment.
I like that.
Yeah.
I do like that.
Yeah, so that's cool. So we'll be doing stuff like
I
that.
need like a flag for like when I want to speak, because I really
You just gotta
after
get in the
listening
picture.
to that podcast I listened to today, I'm not going to say who it was, but like I don't want to interrupt people when they're talking,
Yeah, but-
especially like so much. So I want to like
Well, that's where it takes skill. You have to work your way in.
yeah, but if I wait, then you guys go way past it. I'm like, forget it. Nobody's ever
Right.
going to hear what I had to say about that.
It happens, but sometimes you win some, you
Yeah.
lose some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, When I really have something to say, I want to say it, but I don't want to interrupt anybody because the
course.
interrupting,
yeah, it's tough.
I know I'm an interrupter.
It's tough. Some
But I definitely don't want
conversations,
to be on that level.
some
of
conversations
an
are
interrupter.
more of someone speaking for a while and then the other person speaks for a while. Some conversations are more, we're talking. But yeah,
I do like the news segment. I do like that.
yeah, that is
That was a good call.
yeah.
And I like that I don't know the topics before we start because then I'm,
Yeah.
unscripted and whatever comes out, comes out.
Well, we'll have to hope that I can get home early enough to do that. Well, it should be because we're not doing it till 9. So
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
yeah.
All right, what do you say? Dinner time?
Yeah, I guess so. I did want to say that if anybody is out there, so with the energy work, I noticed that I've been talking to a lot of guys who are kind of like hesitant. They say that they want to check it out. All you gotta do is take the first step. Maybe just got the major chills.
Jumped out of my seat.
All you gotta do is take the first step. It's weird at first if
It
you
is.
make it weird, but if you're just like a normal person, it's not weird. Not that
I'm just
people aren't
chilling.
normal.
I keep getting the chills over and over and over.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you just gotta you just gotta do it. It's not. Oh, it's 4:44 too, right when you got the chills.
Oh, let's talk about the mantis real quick.
Oh yeah, the what we
My
got
first
earlier.
cloud find.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
it was so major.
Hold on. Yeah, let me just finish this. But you
Okay.
guys take the first step, and you'll be amazed at what can happen for you. It's not weird. It's only weird if you make it weird, and even if you make it weird, I can still take that energy away from you and make it not weird. Like I can just everyone will relax.
Still weird.
Yeah, well, I'm just weird, so I kind of take it from people. So yeah, so let's talk about the man. To talk about weird, I just put the pictures on my Instagram of it that you pointed out in the sky.
Yeah, you came late to the game, but I didn't point it out to you until it came all the way through. Like it was this cloud that started to come through, and it looked like an alien head, like an elongated,
try to put
like
the pictures
Marge
on with
Simpson type
this.
of head. It looked like an alien at first with a long head and a body. I saw like a whole body, and
yeah,
I'm
the
like,
whole
I am
body.
not seeing what I'm seeing.
The arms and everything.
Yeah, so when it finally came through the cloud, it was like passing. It looked like a mantis, like a clear mantis.
Yeah.
And that's when I called you over. And I think the
I got
pictures that you
pictures.
got were as it was starting to fade away because it was like,
It was
you
still
couldn't
super
deny
clear.
what it was.
It was still super
Yeah.
clear for me. And I was listening to Ron Weed, who I had on episode 63, Alien Visitation and Christ Intervention. I was listening
What
to
a
him
coincidence.
on Upstate Unconventional, where he was telling his story and they're talking. He's only 20 minutes from here as
Mhm.
well. And they're on there talking about aliens at that point. Right,
Weird.
like maybe 5 minutes before when you were saying
Before
it was
I called you
clear.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing yard work and I like took a break and laid on the little lounge chair out there and was just looking up at the sky and I was like, whoa, I actually see something. Because I usually have a hard time seeing what you see unless you can
Yeah, you
take a
pointed that out
picture
to
and
me. It has
like
a long
specifically
neck and
point it
everything. It
out
has a
and
back and it has
it's
the
huge.
praying mantis hands and
You
everything.
can't deny the triangle, like
Yeah, the face,
head,
the
yeah.
eyes, yeah.
It's
It
all
even had
there.
nostrils.
The whole thing was there.
Yeah, it was strange.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and before we started this podcast, I was being worked on by something in the back room here.
Yeah.
Like it's just this feeling came over me, and just it was etheric surgery. It was just I was being worked on, and my neck gets cracked in all these different ways, and it's like I'm having little things just released out of me and into the heavenly realms. Something I don't know exactly what it is, but
I don't know, but I finally saw something.
yeah. Well, thank you for
Without
sharing that with me
being,
as well.
Directed to it.
Yeah.
It's big enough. And I guess I was paying enough attention. I'm cleared out enough today. And
Yeah, you were
think I'm
exhausted
just
too.
getting clearer.
So when you sweat, it helps your third eye. You were sweating from doing the fire and burning,
Raking the
Yeah.
leaves and stuff.
doing the yard work.
Yeah. Maybe. And I cleaned the whole paint studio. You know, I did that today. I really went at it. I mean,
Yeah, it's
before
not
12
even 5
o'clock, I had a
o'clock.
whole building like clean and organized, and
Well,
then came home and started doing that here.
yeah. And you've been rocking it with your business, your
Paint
paint
party
parties and
stuff
wood
and
cutting.
yep, and door hanger sales and ornament sales.
Yeah, it's been going really well.
Don't order any Let's Go Brandon stuff from me though. I urge you to order something else, but please don't order that. I don't want to make
Take it off the
that.
item list.
Just, well, I am not the only owner,
Well,
and sometimes the decisions aren't always mine solely. So
we'll find out. No matter what, life will happen. So
it is funny. It gave everybody a good snicker, when I posted the ornament, but now I regret it.
okay.
I regret it.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. To be determined. I don't think there's anything else, but other than,
Oof.
with you all right? Are you
Yeah, I
burning?
just leaned on that arm so much that my elbow's like locked.
Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you guys are looking for energy work, learning how to meditate, maybe you guys are new to this, hit me up. You go to my website, emmanuelkingman.com.
Conversational therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
do shadow work,
You
light
can
work.
talk to Todd, or you can talk to me, or you can talk to us both.
Yeah. Yeah, we're kind of
I'm down to start helping now. I got stuff to do.
All right, so if you guys want Mimi specifically, just send me an email and just say that in that email.
I don't think they'll want me, just me, but
Well, we'll see.
we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, I do the mentorship programs, whatever you're looking for, you can be a part of it, no problem at all. Just hit me up, emmanuelkingman.com. You guys look us up on YouTube, Goodness Over Darkness. I'm trying to put more things, do more videos stuff, and put more things out on YouTube. We have the live show Worship in the Storm every other Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And once a month, I'll be doing different roundtables. And this month is going to be the psychics, or not just psychics, but it's going to be around healing and giving thanks. We're going to get together on November 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a bunch of us. I have flyers for it that I've been putting out on my social media. If you guys haven't seen that yet, they're all awesome people, and we're going to have a great time doing it. I want you
I'll
all
be here for that. Yay.
Yeah, I want you guys all to tune into that. It'll be live, and then it'll be up on my YouTube channel. And that's part of the Human Race series that I'm doing once a month, trying to do that.
And I think I'm going to miss a few Worship in the Storms this month because November's slam packed with paint parties.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you have it. Well, I think that's everything.
I think so.
All right. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.